Chag Sameach, Good Yantiv. Tonight, finally, after all of the preparation that we've done, both in our homes and our learning together as part of the Pesach project, finally we come to the conclusion, and I hope that our starim over Pesach will be enhanced by the time that we've spent learning together. It's appropriate then that the final thing that we tackle is the end of the Seder, the stage referred to as Nirtzah. Now, technically speaking, the Seder really ends with the end of what we call Birchas Hashir, the final bracha at the conclusion of the recitation of Hallel and Nishmas, and the formal psalms of praise that are the conclusion of the Seder. And in fact, both in the Sephardi world and in the Lubavitch custom, that really is the end of the Seder. We say L'shana haba b'Yushalayim, our wish that next year will be in Yerushalayim, where we can fulfill the mitzvos of the Seder properly with the Beis Hamikdash and the Karban Pesach, and that's the end of the Seder. The truth is, though, the ancient Ashkenazi custom is to extend the end of the Seder with a selection of piyutim, a selection of various liturgical poems, many of which were not originally part of the Seder at all. Some of them are borrowed from the Yotzros, from the the poetic extensions of davening that were very common in the Ashkenazi world at one time. Some of them were songs that there is evidence were sung on other holidays, but they became part, and really a beloved part, of the Seder. Adir Hu, Echad Miodea, Chad Gadya, etc. And there are others that take the custom even farther and follow the Seder with the recitation of Shir Hashirim with the Book of the Song of Songs. I'd like to suggest that perhaps the function of this is that if in all of our discussion of the Seder, we've noted that really the Seder revolves around two poles. One of them is story, is the idea of Sipur Yetzias Mitzrayim, of telling the narrative of the Exodus. Right? And that, of course, is a primary mitzvah of the evening. A second concern is song, and that's something which really comes up again and again during the evening, and really culminates in the recitation of Hallel. And that both components are necessary, and that part of the process, as we mentioned before, the approach of the Brisker Rav, is that one is a necessary bridge to the other. In other words, only by going through the intellectual and cathartic process of telling the story of Yetzias Mitzrayim and internalize it, can we come to an emotional place where we can really sing in a full-throated kind of way, where we can really get into the notion of the song of the night. So perhaps our extension of the song of Pesach beyond its prescribed limits is analogous to the same concept that we have with the story, right? We say at the beginning of the Haggadah, Kol hamarbe l'saper v'yetzias Mitzrayim harizeh mishubach. The more that we tell, the more that we deepen our conversation and our discussion about the story of the Exodus, the better. The same is true when it comes to song. It's not enough just to say v'yisha amda tayenu Hallel, but that we really have to amplify and expand our song on the night of Pesach. And therefore, we don't leave well enough alone. Right? It's not just enough to say Hallel, that we overflow with more song to Hashem, with more praise for His miracles, both in ancient times and today. It's interesting to note that the Brisker Rav, Rav Elfel Soloveitchik, was quoted as having a unique custom, that at the end of the Seder, he would get up to dance with himself and his children and his family. And in fact, the Haggadah Mibatei HaLeviim notes this was the only dance that he did the entire year. And I think that really is a beautiful model for us of what hopefully will go on in our starim. To be able to both fulfill the dictum of Kol hamarbe l'saper v'yetzias Mitzrayim harizeh mishubach, right? That our intellectual experience, our discussions should be deep, should be rich and wide-ranging, but that our songs should be as well, and that really that we should have a real emotional engagement with the Seder as well. So I wish everyone really tremendous success tonight and tomorrow night of having a beautiful, meaningful, and impactful Seder. Chag Sameach, Good Yom Tif.